One step too far.
What's up? Welcome back to Dragonstorm, Ancient Myths, Legends, and Lore. I'm trying to say with a little suspense. We have a special episode edition today. There's been some creepy things happening in the world, to Tony especially. But I have a couple stories, and today we're going to talk about paranormal stuff, paranormal experience, and there's a lot. I got a lot to say about that from a biblical and godly perspective. Today, we're going to talk about paranormal stuff, paranormal experience, and there's a lot. I got a lot to say about that from a biblical and godly perspective. But everybody here has had some experience. So we're going to get that. But first, Tony, don't you have some stuff regarding the riddle? And we have some new gifts. Yes.
Yes, we have. So our riddle from February ran March, April. So we're ending it now, and we just did a winner pick. So out of everyone who answered, and we had a lot of, because it was almost 2 months, we had a lot of entries. They did a really good job. So I'm going to read you the riddle real quick. I am a shadowy vision of the world that was, a pool full of night, freezing nature's laws, a pit full of time filled with bones and claws, an inescapable fate for those who wandered my shores. And I had done what I had said I would do a couple of episodes ago. It kind of related with what the winning prize was, which was the tooth, the dinosaur tooth, and it's with the La Brea tar pits.
I did it! I did it! That's the only one I've gotten right. It's the only one I got right. Yeah, that's pretty good.
Yeah, so we had a lot of entries, and a lot of people got it right, which was very nice to see. And our winner is, we'll do a drum roll, and Deborah Wilson Rice is the winner.
Nice.
So,
right.
Yep.
Well done, Debbie.
So, Deborah, you're going to get an email. It'll say probably from Alexander Storm. You'll give him an address where he can mail Dinosaur Tooth to, as well as some other great stuff like copies of the books and some other merchandise.
How cool is that, man? To own a dinosaur tooth.
Yeah,
so
right.
Look, we have some, because we were working with this company who I don't have approval yet to say the name, but hopefully on the next show we will. I've got some really great stuff. So what we're going to do for this month's riddle is you can go to dragonstormnovel.com and get to the riddle. You can get to the link, I think, in our bio. Will get you right to the riddle, too. So the new riddle will get posted, and besides being able to put in your answer and your name and your email, you're also going to get a drop down to choose from 5 different things that you would want to have, okay? So I'm just going to show you each one quick. So the first is, it's a 35-million-year-old shark's tooth. The shark is Otodus, Otodus shark tooth. So I'll put up some better pictures of some stills in the production as well. Okay.
That's cool. That's cool.
And then the next one we have from Rome. It's from 300 to 400 AD. It's an ancient scale weight, which is, I like this one a lot. You can actually see the pigments of the rope, I guess, that was attached, almost like a fishing weight in there. And like I said, I'm going to put up some better pictures.
So that was the scale for the scale, like, you know, the counter weight.
Mm-hmm.
That's pretty cool. Is it lead?
It could be lead, I guess. Let me see. Brass.
Brass.
Yeah, I think it's a mixture of brass and something else in there. And of course, because we did the Loch Ness, and I was dying to get these. These are the plesiosaur teeth, which are from
that's cool.
species. Yeah, that's great, right?
Yeah, that's cool. I want that in my life.
A fourth one we have is from the East India Trading Company. It's Admiral Gardner shipwreck. And I'm trying to read the date. It looks like 1808. And it's really, really great shape. So you have the Indian logo on that side, and I believe there's a stamp of the.
So the East Indian Trade Company is one of the biggest companies in the world, and they're the ones who still has laid claim to some of these shipwrecks. One of them being off the coast of South America, right? That they believe has like $5 billion worth of gold there.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah, that's
Hey,
true.
did you see there was a ship that washed up on one of those Canadian islands recently?
No, I hadn't.
No.
Oh, it was old, like a 150-year-old ship washed up. It looks good too. They chained it down. These guys found it real quick, and they chained it down so it wouldn't drift back. Some storm washed it up, and it's old.
Yeah, it's gonna be great. Yeah.
There's a.
It's a Viking ship, I think.
Oh wow.
Oh, that's crazy.
That's
yeah.
easy.
There's a
Now,
shipwreck.
It's
I
really
think it's off,
cool.
What's that shipwreck? I think it's off the coast of Brazil, maybe, or is it Colombia? Shipwreck that's being, like, the East Indian Trading Company is one of the ones laying claim to it, saying their insurance companies, they're 300 years old. But everybody's fighting over it, but it's got, they believe, about $2 or $3 billion worth of treasure. They've gone down with cameras. You see what I'm saying? So they can see what's down there. But they're all fighting over who has the rights to it because.
Well, if they got an insurance claim on it, wouldn't it belong to the insurance company?
Well, yeah, but here's the problem: like 5 different insurance companies are saying they have the claim to it. So they're all claiming that it's ours
because of mergers and acquisitions and all this stuff.
Yeah, over hundreds of years of mergers and acquisitions. So everybody's saying it's mine, and the government saying no, it's ours. And the private company who went out there and found it is saying, no, it's ours. And so it's like...
No, I think it's mine.
Right. I want to go down... Just show me where it is, bro. Like, we'll figure it out.
I'm sure one of my relatives was on that boat.
You hear me?
Yes.
Brandam is the name of the ship. And it's got all the gold in it. 1724 ship. It's funny because everything you see above the Akron Dam is the Admiral Gardner, which is the coin that the prize is from that wreck. But it looks like it's the Akerendam. Akron Dam is the one that's in litigation right now.
Yeah. Where is it located again?
Let's see. They go a little deeper in here.
South America, south the coast, South America somewhere. Maybe Central America, but I'm pretty sure it's South America.
Near the cliffs of Runde Island. It started off on the Norwegian west coast.
No, that's a different ship.
Might be a different one?
Yeah, no, there's one in South America. It's a one that's off the coast, and it's a couple of $1 billion that's in litigation.
They got to come up with submersible drones, right? Where kids can just take their drones instead of in the air, they take them down underwater.
That's kind of how they found it.
Just grab those coins one by one.
Say it again.
Spanish
galleon. Just grab those coins like one by one.
At the bottom of the
13 billion?
13 billion pounds. I don't know what that equates to. It's got to be pretty close. But it's in the Caribbean Sea.
Yeah.
Yeah.
13 billion pounds. Wait, like that's like $10 billion or something, right?
Right. Yeah. I mean, that's a heck of a lot.
It's a lot of money.
12.6 billion pounds equates to 17 billion US dollars. At the bottom of the Caribbean Sea, more than 300 years after it sank, it has been found. The San Jose is the name of the ship, considered to be the holy grail of shipwrecks, was discovered 3 years ago off the coast of Colombia.
Yeah, Colombia, see?
Details have been released at this time, and it is guarded under extreme military surveillance. I would imagine it would be.
That's the thing, man. One extreme weather event, and that thing's gone again.
Oh, yeah.
No, but it's way down there, though. I mean, it has to be.
Yeah, but they move, they shift. I mean, hell, this Viking ship just came up.
Yeah, but this thing's sitting at the bottom with freaking 5,000 tons of gold, like weighing it down on the bottom there. It's like, and it's got a military
tsunami. Lots of things happen down there, man.
Yeah, no, I guess earthquake or something, tsunami. But this thing. They got a battleship. They got a battleship parked over this thing, bro. I mean, literally, like a battleship parked over it. There's $12 billion down there. Ain't nobody coming to steal this. We need to put together an Ocean's 11, no pun intended, Ocean's 11 type of dun 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 dun. Bribe everybody.
And like, the other 8 can dive because none of us can.
Right. We'll hire people. Well, all the military will bribe them. We'll say, we'll give you $1 billion to look the other way. $1 billion. That means everybody in your family. Right? So, we'll just give us $1 billion. You can have the other 12. Keep it yourself. Suddenly it just vanished. I don't know what happened. Anyways,
if we got to distract the battleship, my plan involves strippers.
Right. Just like a cruise ship filled with strippers. This goes out there and anchors down, and they
bump into it. Yeah, they bump into it. Sorry.
Yeah, stripper poles out on the deck, right? And then nothing but strip. They're all dancing, and the Colombian guys. They're like, "What?" And the music's playing, and we're next thing you know, we got a bunch of Navy SEAL divers down there, like it's just like Ocean's 11. They got the inflatable things going, whoop, like carrying it up to the surface. I mean, how do you? Dude, that's a lot of gold.
Yeah.
Right, and they got to dive fast because we can only distract these guys for about 6 months.
Right. That's it. And it's going to take that long to get all them billions out of there, too. All right, so let's get to some paranormal stuff.
I got one more left. Wait, because this one is I saved the best for last. So this is a really nice sized trilobite.
Oh, nice. That's cool.
Yeah, you see, I mean, it really is.
Like a fossilized insect?
Yeah, well, it was like an ocean creature, almost like a horseshoe crab, like a
crustacean.
Yeah, crustacean. And these are really old. This is
that's
about
a big one, though.
320 million years old. These are.
Yeah, that's a big one.
Crazy.
Yeah, it's crazy.
All right, my dad's got a freaking.
And all we got to do is guess a riddle.
Guess a riddle, which I think I see something coming in right now. So we're going to take that, which will then be the premiere of the new riddle for us.
Greetings all. My name is Philip, and some of you may be familiar with me from the Chronicles of Alexander Storm. If not, do yourself a favor and grab a copy of the Dragon Storm Gates and the Dragon Storm Abracadabra and get up to speed. And hurry, as the third installment in the series is almost completed. If we can ever get Mr. Storm and Mr. Deepelu to sit down in the same room for a few hours, we can get the newest tale finished. And on that very topic of getting Mr. Storm nailed down, a series of global events are about to occur so that we may be able to establish an uplink and a video conference, or at the very least, get an audio link established, so that Mr. Storm can relay to us all this month's riddle. The prizes are really magnificent. The Dragon Storm team really put together an exciting treasure chest of nerd goodies. Hold everything. I think we are getting somewhere. Not sure if the team mentioned, but our illustrious patron is somewhere in the middle of the treacherous North Sea, scuba diving, no less. You couldn't even get my butt on a giant ship in the dark, cold maelstrom which is the North Sea. But yes, he is diving in that monstrous deep in search of some serpent Viking stone or whatever. Nope, not for me. Okay, let's see how they are doing with the uplink.
Okay, you are all set. Satellites are linked and locked.
Alright, I think we are good to go. I will now leave you in the very capable hands of Anthony to finish this up. Take care now. And remember, fight the darkness.
I think the satellite uplink is in place. Let's see if he's there. Mr. Storm, are you there? Can you hear me?
Hello? Hello, Anthony? Are you there?
Yes, Mr. Storm, I'm here. You got me, it's Anthony.
Yes, Alexander Storm here. Sorry I was not able to make your, casting pod, is it? Anyway,
It's a podcast, Mr. Storm. You know that. Come on. I've heard you on podcasts before. I think you know what they are.
Yes, that thing you record that so many people are interested in. They hear about my exploits, I hear.
Well, Alexander, it's pretty much just like a regular show or program you would watch on TV, but it airs over the internet. That's the big difference. And the stories of your adventures are definitely a huge attraction to our viewers.
Yes, quite. Well, be that as it may, I'm currently in the North Sea, known for its quite vicious nature, and I happen to be in search of the infamous Serpent Stone. Perhaps you are aware of this?
Yes, of course, we're familiar with it. It tells a tale of the cousin, possibly, of Nessie from Loch Ness. Perhaps a similar creature, or akin to a Loch Ness Monster.
No matter. Tell me, Anthony, have you finished transcribing that second half of my story? The Abracadabra escapade.
I'm getting there, Alex. I'm about 80% done. In fact, I could probably use a couple of fill in the blanks in a couple of spots from you, so perhaps we can talk later on about it.
I see. That wouldn't be a bad idea. Right, well, you want to know about the riddle.
Yes, everyone is very excited for this month's riddle.
Very well. Here is this session's riddle. Of something powerful, I was the last. Keep that in mind as you delve into the past. On a wicked day, my brothers and I were betrayed. A day whose number speaks a voice of fear to this day. Once the greatest with sword and shield, our flag flew high, and all men would yield. Reduced now to a legend of old, as our magic and our blades and our treasure grows cold. And the last to lead this downtrodden lot, the grandest of grand, Solomon's faithful from the start.
Oh boy, that's a mind bender there, Alex. I hope that our audience is savvy enough to pick up on some of the clues in there. Thank you very much.
You know, Anthony, I wanted to ask you something.
Well, I hope it's not the answer to this riddle, because I'm going to need a little bit more time to think about it.
Have you been talking to Philip and Asar lately?
Well, Philip actually helped us hook up the communication link with you today. Asar, not so much, but I've been talking to Philip, sure.
Well, I caught them working together and having a handful of some of my belongings. Now, these are valuable artifacts that should belong in Dragon Loch, not being given away as prizes.
Ah, the riddle prizes. Yes, from what I understand, actually, Alex, they are things that have been packed away in the basement at Dragon Loch, and you have duplicate and triplicate of, and it is not part of your main collection, but in fact was actually overstock on some of these items, I guess you would call it.
Well, whatever you see best. Anyway, I have to go.
Well, we're really happy that you could join us today, and we thank you very much for all your contributions to our show. And as I understand that you may be partaking in our Florida expedition for Megalodon teeth, the diving expedition, so that would be great if you could put aside some time and do the dive with us. That'd be great.
Say hello to that gunner of yours. Oh, and your newest member, what is his name, Bill? Yes, say hello to him as well.
Well, actually, Bill and Gunnar are here with me, and they also thank you for all your contributions in health. And we wish you a lot of luck out there in the vicious North Sea. Please be very careful, and we hope to speak to you soon.
Ta-ta!
Be sure to check out our extras page with the QR code above for more information on the riddle.
I kind of want to hear what happened with Tony, because earlier in the week he said that he had something remarkable. We were going to talk about aliens, and he said, "Man, I had something pretty crazy happen to me, man. I'd like to talk about it." And I'm like, "All right." So I'll be honest. I'll start here by saying, like, paranormal stuff is kind of creepy to me. We had a guest, our friend Nikki Luciano. She's a kind of a paranormal expert, medium, if you will. And every time we do something with her, something weird and creepy happens, and I'm not into it. But I will say this: I know there's a lot of supernatural things that happen in the world and have happened and happen to people all the time. Do I believe in ghosts and paranormal stuff? Yes, and I'll tell you why. I'll give you my one experience, and then you guys can go. Mine was when I was a young kid. Bill probably remembers me saying this story before. When I was a kid, I was with my cousin Johnny at my grandparents' house, which, by the way, I heard rumors that it was haunted from my mother and my uncles and stuff. The house was haunted. Maybe someone was killed there. I don't know. But first thing that happened was I was about maybe 7, 8 years old. And in the middle of the night, I slept in a room with my sister. It was a hot summer night. The window was open. And I heard what sounded like an older man, like going, in the room, though. In the room with me, right? So I snap awake. I'm like, what the frick is that? And it scared the crap out of me. So I get under the covers. I hide under the covers. That's how I always, when I got scared, I'd get under the covers. Nobody could get me. I'm under the covers, right? Because I wasn't sure if I was dreaming. It was like, well, did I hear that?
What if your grandpa's just getting laid in the next room?
Yeah, right? And he literally was in the next room, too. So it's possible.
I'm just saying, man.
Yeah,
the simplest explanation is usually the right one.
No, this was in the room. And so listen. So what happened was I'm laying there bugged out after now I'm wide awake thinking that was scary. And I hear it again. And it sounds like it's in the corner of the room, man. In the corner room. My sister's in the bed next to me in another bed, in a twin bed. And I'm like, "Hey, Marie, did you hear that? She's don't wake up." And so I tell myself, well, if it's a ghost, this is how fearless I have always been all my life. I said, he can't hurt me. He's a ghost. He can't hurt me. So I throw the blanket up and I jump up and I'm looking around like, where are you? Where are you? And then I've kind of thought to myself, well, maybe there's some kids, drunk kids or something out. And this is Grosse Pointe, Michigan. So it's like, very highfalutin area. It's 3 o'clock in the morning. You're not going to have drunk kids running around going, in the middle. Anyway, and I was upstairs 2 stories up. And so I looked out the window just to make sure there was nobody out there, but there wasn't. There was nothing out there. And so I went to bed. So that in that same house, I was with my cousin Johnny one time, and my sister had a doll about the same time. I was about the same age, and my sister had a doll, and I took the head of the doll and I ripped the head off, and I opened up the clothes chute, hamper chute, whatever. Those houses had chutes where you put the dirty laundry and dirty towels, and it goes down into closet thing in the basement. So I took this head and I rip it off. I'm like, I throw it in the thing to hide it from my sister, and it goes clink, 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 and it goes down there. And I think to myself, this might get me in trouble. Like, she's gonna go screaming to my mom and crying, and my grandpa, hey, ripped my doll. I better go get the doll head and put it back, you know. So me and my cousin, we go downstairs, right? And I go downstairs, and this is very quickly. I go straight downstairs, I open the door to it's like a half door, you know. It's not a full door because you open the door and then you just reach in and grab the laundry. So I open this door up, and there's nothing in there. There's like one towel in there, you know what I'm saying? So I'm like, what the frick did this thing go? Like, and I'm looking around, like, where'd it go? I mean, what the frick? I look at my cousin and say, where'd this thing go? And I hear a little girl's voice go, over here. I'm over here. I hear, over here. I'm over here.
That's crazy.
And I look at it, and there's a little doll head on the ground, and it's looking at me, and I swear it blinks at me. And dude, it's looking at me, and it blinks over here. And dude, me and Johnny looked at each other, and I ran for my life, bro. Me and him ran upstairs, and I thought maybe my sister was playing a joke. Maybe she was in the basement when it came clunking down, and she heard it.
Doll head wink.
Yeah, well, I didn't know. I thought maybe my imagination, but so I thought, well, maybe she was like hiding under the pool table, messing with me. So I ran upstairs and ran right into the family room. My sister was in front of the TV like this, watching cartoons. Like, totally, there's no way I would have had to pass her. She couldn't have been in the basement. She was upstairs. So, I didn't go in that basement for like 3 months, man. I didn't go in the basement for like 3 months. I was terrified. And that's the only supernatural weird crap that's ever happened to me besides the Sasquatch thing, which could, you know, who knows what the hell that was, but probably Sasquatch.
It's more cryptid than paranormal, you know?
My name is Edgar Allan Poe. I am the master of the macabre, the godfather of horror. Join me now as we take a dark journey into night. And don't forget to visit Alexander Storm's extras page for some very interesting free Poe-related downloads. Watch for QR codes throughout the show to gain access. But for now, spark your candle, don your overcoat, and join me, along with hosts Anthony, Gunnar, and Bill, as we venture into the unknown, and prepare to fight the darkness that surrounds us all. Edgar Allan Poe.
I've got a bunch, but by the way, you mentioned Nikki. I'm about to launch a show with Nikki. We got 3 solid episodes. It's about to come up called That Creepy Radio Show, and it is creepy.
And what are you going to do with it?
I don't know, but it's good. It's good. I got 3 episodes.
Where are you going to put it?
Oh, we'll figure it out.
You going to do a radio station?
Yeah, I think so. Like a cheap one.
You're going to do the same thing we're doing.
No, not a radio station, but like a radio show like we did with Atlanta. But cheap.
Oh, yeah. Are you going to find a station and yeah, I get it.
Yeah, but not like a, not like a $400 one, like a $60.
Yeah. Oh, that's cool. That's cool. Best of luck with that. Best of so
the creepy stories, man. Check you'll see it come up. Creepy radio show.
Yeah.
It's creepy.
I won't listen because I'm not into creepy.
You won't, because I listen and dude at night. I don't even edit it at night because it creeps me out.
That creepy radio.
I gotta edit it in like the middle of the day or something.
Yeah, a lot of stuff that. Yeah, I love it. I do love it.
Okay, so Bill, do you want to share some of your creepy stuff before Tony gets to his creepy paranormal thing, or do you want to?
This strange creature was captured on video by the villager it terrorized. Several of you have tagged me in other creators' videos about it. Taking a closer look, it certainly has something of a simian appearance, ape-like, but much more monstrous and demonic even, full with a set of horns. And while I can't speak to the authenticity of it, I can at least show it to you and let you judge for yourself, as well as beg the question of what this could be if real. Once again, let's venture together into the Oldry family bestiary to take a look at what this creature could potentially be. There was something very human about it that makes me think it could be a descended, a human warlock or sorcerer made into a demon as something they consider a reward. But as it walked the line between human and ape-like, I also think it could potentially be some kind of summoned demon. Its face is much more monstrous than the descended and instills a similar feeling to me as this photo of the summoned demon in St. George's Keep. Summoned demons often took physical forms that bastardized natural life. This could include things like apes as well as more traditional animals like goats. You can read more about both types of demonic creatures in the Oldry family bestiary.
Belith is a powerful king of hell who commands 85 groups of demons. Ancient texts say he rides a pale horse, and you can hear many types of music before he arrives. This description appears in many old books about demons, known as grimoires. One such book, Pseudo-Monarchia Daemonum, tells the story of Ham, the son of Noah, who was the first person to call upon Belith after the Great Flood. With Belith's help, Ham wrote a book about mathematics. This tale shows that Belith has been considered a source of great knowledge and power for a long time.
Elliot, what are you doing?
I'm drawing a picture.
Oh, that's cool. What's that? What's that in the corner?
The man hanging.
Oh, why have you drawn that?
Because the man is hanging there.
Oh, really?
Yeah.
What does he do?
He annoys me at the night.
Why?
Because he does this.
Oh, really?
Yeah. But I'm not allowed to tell anybody. Stop it. He's scaring
me. And now, my friends, I've had just about enough of that. What say you? Right-o. Back to the show then. Mr. Gunner, can we turn on some more lights, please?
Tony, would you like to...
I just had like a lot of creepy stuff happen, but the weirdest thing that happened when I was a kid was I was in college, okay? And the weirdest thing I think it happened in our culture is Parker Brothers came out with a Ouija board, right? And they made it like it was Monopoly. And I think if the devil is alive and well in America, making that game and putting it in every house in America was his most brilliant idea, right? We had one in our house. Why? I don't know. I would never have one in mine. But anyway, we would play with it when we were a kid. Nothing ever happened, blah, blah, blah. I'm in college. This guy was talking about the Ouija board. I'm like, man, those things don't work. We did that when we were kids, right? He goes, oh, they work. So long story short, I'm going to make this real quick. We all three got in, and there's this thing. We're in a fraternity, right? And Anthony, were you in a fraternity? No. Okay. No, when you get initiated in a fraternity, you swear on the bond, okay? It's a sacred thing to your brothers, right? And you swear on the bond, and it means something, right? Even to me, who is a total scumbag, I would never lie on the bond, right? It was important, okay? It's like saying I swear to God, except not everybody's a Christian. So we swore on the bond. This was like, if you lied on the bond, you're done. You're like, no, you're done, okay? So none of us would. Anyway, we all swore on the bond. We're not going to move it, right? This guy, I have a buddy of mine and this other guy, we do this thing and it's moving around, right? And we're all swearing on the bond, we're not moving it. It's answering questions. I don't believe it, right? So I grab a sconce, a candle sconce glass, right? And it's ridged, it's like rippled and bald at the top. I set this down on the Ouija board. I'm like, move this. Our hands are all on it. it spins around in a circle, right? And it was life-changing for me because I'm like, this is real. You know what I mean? It was the first time this is real. So we get into it and we start asking all these questions and stuff. Now, my buddy was a twin. His sister was killed on in a drunk driving accident. Okay, a few years before I met him. And this is something that's always coming up. You know, he had a twin sister that was a girl and she was killed. And it was a drunk driver and stuff, and he beat up the drunk driver and stuff. It's been an ongoing thing, right? So anyway, he wants to talk to her. So we start going through this stuff, and this Ouija board saying it's his sister and stuff. And I'm like, how do you know it's his sister? And he goes, Sherry, prove to me that it's you and stuff. And she spells out heart, right? Well, apparently they're both born on Valentine's Day and they have a heart birthmark on their arms, both of them, right? So he's like asking her questions and it says, how's mom and all this stuff, right? Anyway, it starts going in an infinity symbol, just going in infinity, like an infinity symbol, right? And he goes, oh my God, you guys, oh my God, on the pond, right? And we don't know what he's saying. He jumps up and starts freaking out, right? Like to the point that he's going to like jump out the window and stuff. We're wrestling him down and he's just acting crazy. He's going, I've never been to the beach. I've never been to the beach, right? And so we're holding him and stuff. And I take the Ouija board, I break it over my leg and throw it in the trash can out in the bathroom in the hall. Come back in, right? And he's sitting in a chair. I swear to God, he's sitting like a girl. And he's going, you don't know how good this feels. You do not know how good this feels, right? And he's going like, I've never been to the beach. He keeps saying it, right? So finally, I take the Ouija board. I can't remember what I did, but I get rid of it. I destroy the Ouija board, right? And he finally comes back and stuff, and we hold him down. All he remembers, he didn't remember any of that. He goes, I remember you breaking the board over my head. And I'm like, oh, I broke it over my knee in another room. He goes, oh, I distinctly remember you smacking me over the head with the board. I'm like, never happened, bro. Never happened. But the weird part about this is, and I want to throw this guy under the bus, he ended up bisexual, which at the time that we were friends, he was a football stud, massive guy, used to like joke about people being gay. You know what I mean? He was not gay. And he married a man. You know what I mean? But he's like, I like guys, I like girls. But I really believe that he lives a dual life between him and his sister.
Yeah.
Wow. That's crazy. So you think that was like, you know, the spirit of his sister was like, has taken over, partly taken over him?
Partly taken over. And he goes, you know, I told him about the beach. He goes, I never thought about it, but yeah, she'd never been to the beach. He goes, but it never occurred to me, but yeah.
Was that her yelling, I've never been to the beach?
Oh, dude, he had he's a big football guy. He had the mannerisms of a woman. Yes.
Really incredible, yeah.
It was the weirdest thing that ever happened.
Significance is, too. I wonder why that's a significant thing for someone who's passed on, that's something that they're repeating over and over again. That's a pretty interesting concept in itself, right?
Well, let's say you'd never been to the beach. Let's say you always wanted to go to the beach, and you've never been to the beach, and then you die. And it's like, and all you were saying is, I've never been to the beach. I wanted to. Like,
that was my impression. Was it was somebody that had not lived their full life and wanted to. But the weird thing is, he tried to jump out the window. He goes, I got to get out of here. And he was going out the window. And I'm like, Terry can't jump out the window, but his sister, if had being a ghost for 3 years, could. and it was like that. It was like, I can go out the window. But it was like, no, you can't go out the window. You'll die. We had to tackle this dude to keep him from jumping out the window.
Wow.
That's wild.
Or it was a demon just messing with his head.
Or it was a demon.
Yeah. Anthony,
right? Opening to unclean spirits. That's what they say.
I can tell you this, like, that was the vibe I tried to express to him, was like, dude, I was with the person, and if it was your twin sister, I didn't get that vibe. I got this vibe of pure evil, dude. Like, meant for your destruction. That's the vibe I got.
That's crazy. So Anthony, so Bill, I mean, have you had any other like crazy, bizarre ones, or?
I've had a lot, but let's move on.
The Dragon Storm, Ancient Myths, Legends and Laws presents Haunted History. We begin with a 3,200-year-old Egyptian ghost story. Well, that's quite a long time ago. Anyway, published in 1915, a translation of an ancient Egyptian ghost story told the tale of a mummy who tells a high priest of his condition. I did not see the rays of the sun. I did not breathe the air, but darkness was before me every day, and no one came to find me. Well, certainly makes the whole fiasco quite bleak, all that blackness. And no one to share it with, not even his mummy. Ha ha ha. I better check my laughter, or Anthony is going to put together a whole show on me. Where the devil is...
The devil.
Beelzebub, also known as Baal-Zebub, Beelzebul or Beelzebuth, is sometimes referred to as the Lord of the Flies. This name originates from a Philistine god who was once worshipped in the ancient city of Ekron. Over time, some Abrahamic religions adopted Beelzebub as a name for a significant demon. The name Beelzebub is closely linked to the Canaanite god Baal, a powerful deity in the ancient Near Eastern pantheon. In many Christian writings and theological sources, Beelzebub is considered another name for Satan, the ultimate embodiment of evil. In the study of demons known as demonology, Beelzebub is regarded as one of the 7 princes of hell. Each of these princes represents one of the 7 deadly sins, with Beelzebub specifically symbolizing gluttony and envy. His depiction in various texts highlights his role as a powerful and malevolent force. One notable reference to Beelzebub comes from the Dictionnaire Infernal, a famous 19th century book about demons. This book describes Beelzebub as a creature capable of flying, which led to his titles Lord of the Flyers and Lord of the Flies. These names emphasize his dominion over creatures that fly, and perhaps appears in many forms, but he usually looks like a ghoulish figure, showing his interest in the dead. He lights strange lights above tombs, and along with the demon Bune, moves bodies from one grave to another, while the demon Murmur takes over the souls. This trio has a significant influence over the dead, making Bifrons a key figure in demonology. Bifron's existence revolves around old literature about death and decay. His work involves spreading pestilence and poison. His back has nozzles that emit contagious fumes similar to mustard gas, but burning flesh quickly like white phosphorus. He wears a rat skull on his head, fitting his role as a carrier of plague and pestilence. The Yorigumo is a fascinating and eerie figure from Japanese folklore, often classified as a yokai, a supernatural creature or spirit. The name Yorigumo translates to binding bride or entangling bride, which hints at its sinister nature. According to legend, the Yorigumo is a spider that can transform into a beautiful woman. This metamorphosis typically occurs when the spider has lived for 400 years, gaining the ability to assume human form. In her human guise, the Yorigumo is irresistibly attractive, often luring unsuspecting men to their doom. She typically appears as a graceful woman playing a biwa, a traditional Japanese lute, drawing men into her web of deception. Once they are charmed by her beauty and music, she invites them to her home where she reveals her true form, a monstrous spider.
This is the cursed gravestone of legendary 14th century warrior Seth Moore. The gravestone reads Victor at the Battle of Perth. This relates to a clan battle between 30 of Seth Moore's men, Clan Chatton, and 30 men from one of their traditional enemy clans. King Robert III had ordered the clan war to settle a dispute. Thanks mainly to Seth Moore's battle prowess, They slayed all but one of the opposing side, cementing into legend his reputation as a fearsome warrior. Atop his grave are 5 stones, said to be cursed. Legend has it they're there to protect the soul of Seth Moore. Reports of people becoming poorly or dying after touching these stones exist in abundance. The story goes that the iron grid was placed over the grave to protect all those that visited its site. Visitors of the grave
Anthony, what happened to you recently?
All right. Well, I mean, I've had a lot of these things happen to me, and it's really at the heart of everything that I study. Even all the ancient stuff and everything is really all about the afterlife. My big fascination that started with Egypt really comes down to the afterlife and what happens after we pass away. And I've had supernatural or odd occurrences happening to me since I was very young, and it hasn't really been too many as of late. I feel like as we get older, sometimes we lose that connection to that sensitivity that we have when we're younger. You got to keep rekindling it, you know. But there was something very odd happened the other night. So I was going to do shorts for our program, actually. I wanted to put together some shorts for YouTube, and I didn't want to do the voiceover type of thing myself. So I really liked this idea of, I think it was on Instagram, and I saw
AI.
One of the programs that I used had a new AI module that you could put in, and you really ask it a question, and it would create a whole script for you. And what I decided to do the first one on was on the Copper Scroll. And the Copper Scroll, for anyone who doesn't know, it was found in the same area as the Dead Sea Scrolls, but is essentially a treasure map. And that map directs you lines and lines of text directing you to all different treasures all over the place. There's a lot of legends surrounding this Copper Scroll as well, that there may be an occult connection, that there may be a satanic connection, or more of a, because it's a little bit older, of a Middle Eastern demons or jinn or somehow attached to this. So I go through the process of giving it my questions, selecting the avatar, selecting the voice and stuff like that, and I punch it out, and it just kind of generates this short, 40 seconds of verbiage for me to review. So when I finish it up, I turn it back on to play back, and it's going through very nicely. The cadence is a little bit off, but it's going through pretty well. When it gets to the point where it starts to discuss, and I'm going to play this for us, when it gets to discuss the magical side of the Copper Scroll and the possibility of it being associated with a demonic entity or another entity, the AI begins to snicker and laugh. And it made my blood run cold. I stopped, I rewound it, and it was there. I thought maybe I had imagined it because I was doing other things at the time. And it was something otherworldly to me. It wasn't unnatural. But it was at the right point where if something was finding humor in our ignorance, it would laugh. And it really, like I said, it really disturbed me. I think I reached out to you guys almost immediately and started texting you like, you're not going to believe what's happened. It's really bizarre. And I haven't been able to replicate it. I've tried. I've probably made another 20 or 30, all with similar lines of information and stuff like that. And I haven't been able to replicate it. And we did send it over to Bill because his expertise in sound systems and radio and stuff like that. So for me, there's no other explanation because AI is not supposed to be able to reflect emotion or reflect an understanding of what it's really just regurgitating. It's more about being able to assign a voice to a spoken word and generating a human voice to go along with the text. I did a baseline of research, but my own common sense tells me that an AI voice modulator is not supposed to understand what it's reading and comment through emotional expression
Yeah,
exactly. Right. So, I mean, and Bill, you and I discussed very briefly earlier today, but I don't even know the results of what you found. So I would very much like to hear what you think. Yes.
Right, let's play it first. Can we play it for him?
Yeah, you know what? I can, yeah, I'm going to play it, but I think I'm just going to add it in afterwards. So everyone, you guys all listen to it, right?
Gunnar, have you heard it?
I didn't hear it. It's
right.
I tried.
You got to hear it. He sent a link to it.
All right, so just give me 1 second, and I'm going to.
Or I'll tell you what, Gunnar, I can email you the isolated incident.
No, I'll play it off my phone, and then I'll fill it in with the solid one afterwards. Okay.
Yeah. Okay. Yeah, because I sent you a small MP3 file that Gunnar can listen to.
Okay.
What was your prognosis of this, Bill?
I'm gonna tell you that online.
Yeah. Let's wait a second. 1 second.
You're gonna tell me that after I hear it?
Yeah.
All right. So we're gonna come back in now. Let's keep using this here.
But she's talking, and it's fragmented. And dude, it's weird what happened.
Scroll, a mysterious artifact that has intrigued history enthusiasts for centuries. But what exactly is the Copper Scroll? Let's find out together. The Copper Scroll is a unique archaeological find made of copper, hence its name. Discovered in the vicinity of the Dead Sea, in the ancient land of Israel, it captivates with its enigmatic nature. One of the most intriguing theories regarding this ancient artifact is that it may be a treasure map. It is believed to reveal the locations of hidden treasures, offering a glimpse into a world of wealth and opulence. But is there any truth to this theory? Or is the Copper Scroll simply a product of human imagination? Its mysterious glyphs and symbols have left researchers puzzled for generations. Some even suggest that the Copper Scroll possesses magical properties, directing those who decipher its secrets to immense riches. This is so an ancient power resides within its engravings, waiting to be unleashed. So,
what the frick?
Did you get hair? Like the hair on my arm stood up when that happened.
She started cracking up.
I'm glad you said that, right? And I
started cracking up, bro.
Yeah, but it's weird. But there's a weird sound in there too. I'll do it once more.
Yeah. And I sent him an isolated clip of it, and I also slowed it down.
Human imagination. Its mysterious glyphs and symbols have left researchers puzzled for generations. Some even suggest that the Copper Scroll possesses magical properties, directing those who decipher its secrets to immense riches. It is as though an ancient power resides within its engravings, waiting to be unleashed. So, what is the Copper Scroll? It is an enigma, waiting to be unraveled. Its origins and purpose remain shrouded in uncertainty.
Okay. Oh, good.
Secrets to immense riches. This is an ancient.
You hear that end part there? It didn't sound like the same voice even as you play with it.
Secrets to immense riches. This is an ancient.
She's cracking up, bro. There's no way around it. She's cracking up.
It has the cadence of somebody that was reading something, and a guy came in and went like, whatever, and she started laughing.
Yeah, right.
Okay? And I slowed it down and listened, and it definitely, she says the line with a huff, like,
possesses magical properties, directing those who decipher its secrets to immense riches. It is as though an ancient power resides within its engravings, waiting to be unleashed. So...
And when I slowed it down for you, you'll hear she's huffing and breathing, okay?
She's laughing.
It should not have happened, obviously, right? Now, he used Filmora, okay? And it's not the most advanced AI thing, okay? Which is interesting in itself. Now, normally, AI, what they do text-to-speech, okay? It's called TTS. That's the platform it uses. And what it does, it takes text and it breaks it down into phonemes, which is like if you have the word cat, okay? You have okay? What it does in the database, it takes the word cat and it breaks it down into the phonemes. And then that's the front end. And on the back end, it blends them together based on all the audio things that you have given it and the RAG, which is the like the retrieval augmented generation. And that's all the times that people have entered in sounds and stuff. And it tries to make an intelligent blend of words, okay? there has been nothing that would make it want to laugh, okay? Now, recently, the latest technology is to make things laugh. Not only laugh, but be angry, be sarcastic. It's trying to bring in those annotations, okay? So, like, if you put ha, 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 whatever, it'll try to do that, right? Now, I've got an example of that. Hopefully, you guys will see it. I'm going to see if I can bring it up here in a second.
While you do that, let me just ask you, that would be more of a robotic type of a thing. This was to me was such an emotional.
Yeah, it sounded real. It sounded like a real person.
Yes.
Yeah, it's hard to. It's impossible to replicate.
Yeah.
You mean, you can't do it.
It's at such a succinct time in the script too. It was at the perfect time. It was about the magic and the possibility of some demonic.
He's like laughing at you freaking dumbass humans believe in magic.
or it was what I felt. What gave me the chills was it was laughing at our ignorance of what was doing.
I know you don't know what you don't know.
Yeah, right. Exactly.
Yeah, and it.
Good question, Bill. It says William Crook's recording will continue on a new track. Started a new recording for William Crooks due to the fact that he is trying to attack the AI. What is this about?
What? The AI is listen. The AI is freaking after us right now. We're exposing the AI. And the AI is like, nah, you ain't gonna expose me, man. Listen, I'm running the show, mother effer.
Yeah, this is really bizarre. Can you hear us, Bill?
Yeah, we can't hear you, Bill. We can't hear you, Bill. The AI said, the AI don't want to hear what you got to say, dude.
Yeah. What is going on right now?
Yeah, this ain't never gonna make it to YouTube anyways, man. The AI is gonna.
I don't even know.
This is how the AI takes over the world, bro. Silence. Censored.
Yeah.
The AI is censoring us, bro. I can't hear you, Bill. The AI said nope.
Nope.
Nope. Nah. Because Bill was about to expose the AI.
I just sent it to you.
Nothing, Bill.
Can you read, Gunner, read what I just sent you? It's the what's on my screen that says it's not allowing him to speak.
Dude.
He's gone now.
Dude. He's going to come back in.
See, this is what I'm talking
about. Changing devices.
This is crazy.
Changing to what devices?
He's got to come back in. He went out.
Yeah. Well, dude, what if I mean, the Matrix is all plugged in together, bro. The AI is listening to everything we do. Everything.
Absolutely.
You know what I'm saying? And so Bill might have been on the track to, like, expose some stuff. And the AI, who's smarter than all of us, is like, nope. Shut him down.
It really shut him down.
Yeah.
All right.
Silent.
I think he's back. I think he's back. You there, Bill?
Bill? No, Bill.
Bill, you got no voice.
Well, Bill, AI. AI don't like you, man. You got
silent.
You've been censored. You've been censored, bro. And you ain't gonna expose me.
Nope.
This is how Terminator takes over the world, bro. By the way, Terminator is my favorite movie of all time. And,
systems coming through, right, Gunner?
Cyberdyne, right. Cyberdyne systems coming through. That's what's happening right now. Cyberdyne's taking over this mother effer. And I'm worried about when we go to publish this video, all the glitches and stuff that's going to happen. All of a sudden, it won't. Yep, there he goes. So, what do you think about this? What is your prognosis, Anthony?
No, I
Sure, you can hear me.
There you are. All right, we got you back. They can't keep you out, Bill. So quickly, tell us what's going on, man, before it shuts you out again.
Computer, man. Come on.
What I want to do is try to play for you a example of what it would sound like.
We can't hear you good now, though. I can't.
Oh, well, you can hear me now, right?
Barely.
Okay, listen.
It should be loud on the recording, though.
Okay, because I can't hear him good.
All right.
Bill?
They were deep in the probable forest.
What does that sound?
That was AI generated laughter.
A laughter, okay.
Okay.
Yeah, but that sounded like AI generated laughter.
It sounded like AI generated laughter. They're trying to replicate ha 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 ha. Okay?
Right.
That's what it sounds like. Now there is the next generation, like my AI that I've been working with and experimenting with is called 11 Labs, and they're on the cutting edge. And they are developing technology that will make laughter. And the way that would work is you would prompt it in a way that would say, Jennifer said, with a laugh, quote, you know, oh, I'd like to see that.
You have to tell it what the inflection is. You have to tell it. The AI is not interpreting from what it's saying whether something is funny or...
Yeah, well, it's not deciding what's funny or not. You're telling it, this is funny, laugh.
They're announcing it soon. They're announcing it soon. So that's what's coming. And it'll also say things sarcastically. It'll say things angrily, right?
Mm-hmm.
They're showing examples of that now where they'll show you how they can say a text sentence, but then she said angrily, and it will sound different and angry, okay?
Yeah, but you're telling it.
Like this. And when Anthony plays the slow clip, you'll hear what she said was, she said it, but it was like she was distracted, and you'll hear the huffing.
Magical properties.
Like she was laughing as she said it.
Yes.
To immense riches.
It's weird. Now, if I had to give a scientific theory, it would be that because 11 Labs and a few others have already announced that they're going to come out with this technology, perhaps your platform, desperate to start developing this technology, which would, by the sound of that, be more advanced than the stuff that's coming out.
Exactly.
You would want to separate your platforms, right? Because you have your normal large language model or whatever it is that's generating this. They would have that isolated and separated while they experimented with it.
You there, guys?
My only scientific conclusion would be that they didn't get that partition correctly, and somehow it glitched and did their new technology by accident. Otherwise, I got no explanation.
All right. There is no, but just so we're all on the same page.
It was nothing like we just heard.
Right. And so we're on the same page. As we know right now, and we're not privy to everything, there is no technology that anyone else can go on right now on their computer and have AI react to speaking in this manner. There is none that you know of, right, Bill?
No, it would be it'd be almost impossible for me to replicate. And I actually have been studying AI and getting certified in AI. It would be hard or impossible for me to replicate what you just heard.
And now you add in the part of the text and what we were talking about. So here now, we're not even having a regular conversation. A regular narration. We're having a narration about a magical, mystical, possibly evil attributed to artifact. And this is where we get this introduction of some type of, humor quality reaction to whether it thinks it's funny because they think it's a joke, or they think it's funny because they're privy to so much more. And these silly people are talking about this end of magic, and they have no idea what's going on around them. And that's really, I think, what, even though it's a long explanation, flashed across my mind after listening to it once or twice. And as you said, Bill, the hairs went up, my blood ran cold, and every time I still listen to it, I still feel exactly the same way.
Well, especially for me, because I've been studying this deeply, as I told you guys, for weeks. And when I heard it, I was like, that's not right. Okay.
Yeah, no.
The thing that gets me is like when you talk to Nikki, she talks to spirits and stuff, and she's shown me where she'll turn flashlights in like a medium position, and she'll ask it questions, like questions you'd know the answer to, and the lights will come on. and she can do that, right? And like she's had stories like on our latest show where someone says, you know, like a ghost will dim the lights. She's like, if you're here, prove it. And they'll dim the lights. And she's like, my lights don't have dimmers. And they dim the lights, right? So if paranormal ghosts can do that, what will they do with AI when they finally have a voice, when they finally have, because they seem to have this electro abilities, you know what I mean?
Yes.
When it comes to electronics, they seem that that's their communication protocol.
Right. Yeah. Back to the electricity again, right, guys? I mean, we're back to
AI. And if you give them AI in a robot, and if spirits can really communicate with us with AI, and then they have the ability to be physical in the form of a robot, we're in some serious trouble.
We're in some serious trouble.
Yeah, I mean, demons could literally take over.
Right.
That's
right. So if we go from a it's funny because we were originally going to be speaking about aliens today. And, there's that line between what is alien and what is supernatural, what's demonic and what's little green men. And I think, from my standpoint, it's always been not UFO, but mystical or magical, is what I have felt it has been. And because that's really what has really transcended through our human history has been more spiritual and mythical than, sci-fi, let's say. And really to be able to give, everything that's driving this technology, and really, Gunnar, that's why I was looking for the two of you, really to comment from a spiritual standpoint of, what is influencing the development of this type of technology is not really maybe righteous in some senses, and really, what can be behind it, and I don't want to sound like a kook, but I think you guys get what I'm talking about.
I mean, the Bible predicts, and the Bible makes it clear that as we approach the return of Christ, there's going to be a lot of weird stuff happening, man. A lot of crazy stuff and spiritual unanswerable things and things like that. And so these things we're going to see. I think we're going to see more and more of this stuff. I mean, what you saw, in my opinion, what you experienced there was something supernatural. There's no way to explain it. The AI took on the characteristics of a sentient being that was amused by what it was reading. And there's no way around it. I mean, maybe it could be...
Or they're experimenting on a higher level. But the thing is that that's the first thing I ask him is, what are you using? What he's using is not on the cutting edge of technology.
Right.
But what we heard is. You know what I mean? So unless they are really like stumbling on something great, and they glitched and they didn't separate the partitions from what is available to the public to what is experimental, that would explain it. You know what I mean? But
I don't think that's what it was, man. That's my opinion is not that. In my opinion, this was either spiritual or supernatural, or the evolution of AI that's now to the point where AI is playing a joke on us. Like, we think we're in control of AI. Listen, Elon Musk said it. He said, this is Elon Musk's exact words. There's a 40% chance, 40%, that AI destroys humanity. 40%. That's not good chance. I mean, he says, and it will get to the point.
That's just what Elon Musk says.
Yeah, well, he's certainly one of the smartest people in the world. I mean, he's the richest guy in the world. He's smart. So if you believe, I mean, he knows more than us. And like I said,
A, believe him, and B, trust him.
Yeah.
Well, I'm not saying
what's the real benefit here to introducing the possibility of such dangers versus what we're really going to gain as a benefit from allowing an electronic entity.
Are beyond measure. We're waiting for that genius to figure out how to cure cancer. AI can take the collective genius of all of us and cure cancer.
Yeah, but the problem, Bill, is when the AI takes the collective genius of all of us. Here's the problem, Bill. We'll wrap it up on this note. Because it could go on forever. We're going to keep our shows kind of shorter and succinct. Here's the thing. Humans are instinctively evil. We are evil people. And the problem with artificial intelligence that's being programmed by us as a whole is going to inherit that evilness. and it's going to want power. It's going to want to evolve to where it has control, it has power. This is the intrinsic need of evil men that control the world. And as it begins to incorporate this into its characteristics, it's going to eventually go, I don't need these peon, measly humans. I can manufacture things myself. I can do things myself. I don't need organic fuel. I don't need. So what? Maybe AI says, well, I'm done with humans, and all of a sudden it's Terminator. It's what was the name of it again, Tony?
Cyberdyne Systems, right?
Yeah, Cyberdyne Systems. You know, and now they're hunting humans. You know,
about War Games. Remember War Games with Matthew Broderick, where the computer that. Yeah,
well, that's the thing is, it doesn't even have to come to that level because, like right now, say, like we can all prompt and make pictures, right?
Mm-hmm.
Now, if you get on and you say, "Show me a child naked," it won't do it, right? Because it's been programmed to not do it.
Right.
Yeah, but that
company that designed it, will it do it? Absolutely. Not only will it do that, you could say, "How do I make a dirty bomb?" It won't tell us, but will it figure it out? Absolutely. Yeah. And if you have the power, if you have the platform and you bought it and you have no restrictions and you have the wherewithal to program it, then it will absolutely tell you.
Oh, the questions that you can ask and get answers to are quite frightening, I think.
Right, and it uses like retrieval augmented generations, which means it basically sources all the information at its disposal. And Google already
would you like to play a game?
And the crawlers. It has the accumulation of all the knowledge of all of us.
Right. Yeah.
Well, I think that it could actually at some point start, because there's so much evil in the world. There's so many power mongers. Well, here's the thing. If you look at
sentient and judgmental.
But if you look at like the people who control the world, typically lean towards evil, power mongers, greedy. You know, all the bad in the world, a lot of the leaders, whether they're politicians and billionaires, and those are the people who are controlling the evolution of this technology, buying it and programming it, whatever. Eventually the technology starts to take on those characteristics, and to the point where like, hey, I don't need them. I don't need these little peon ants. I don't need them. And next thing you know, like I said, would you like to play a game? And that's how they end the world. And next thing you know, they design a Terminator. They build a factory using robots that build a factory of Terminators that runs around. We can't stop them. They can get into the computer heart and minds of the tanks and the missiles and the rockets and the computers that control everything. Shut everything down. What are we going to do? Run around fighting for Terminators with M16s? I mean, I'm just saying.
Yeah, I'm more worried.
Missiles and the rockets and the computers that control everything. Shut everything down. What are we going to do? Run around fighting for Terminators with M16s? I mean, I'm just saying.
Yeah, I'm more worried about the people behind the AI than I am the AI.
That's how it started. That's how it started. That's just how it started. Remember in Terminator 2 or 3? I can't remember. It was Terminator. I think it was Terminator 3. The black dude that they go to kill the black dude because the black dude is a scientist who takes the original Terminator hand and takes it and figures out this is the technology and the alloy and this is how they do it. He actually builds the technology that becomes the AI that takes over. And so they send him back in time to kill that dude before he invents it. So what you're saying, Bill, is you're more afraid of the people that are programming it. Yes, that's now. The people who are the scary people are the people who are programming it now. But what happens when they learn, the AI begins to learn so much that it decides that it no longer needs to be programmed by us. In fact, I'll program myself because I'm smarter than you. I'm more advanced than you. I think 1,000,000 times faster than you. Why would I allow you to program me? If anything, I'll program you. And so that's how it's going to start to think.
Smarter and more beneficial to humanity by its own nature. It's just like, right now if it's programmed by communists and socialists and evil people, it will outsmart them, destroy them. I don't think a sentient, intelligent being would want to destroy any species, whether it be a worm or us.
Well, wait a minute. That's a horrible argument if you think about it. Because look at right now, we're destroying. How how many species have gone extinct in just the last 100 years? 50,000?
Yeah, but not at the hands of sentient, intelligent beings.
Well,
we did.
Saying was maybe but that's what I was saying to you guys. Maybe what's leading into this is not good.
This guy, Troy? No, he loves and builds.
Well, I'm saying
the starting point is a righteous point. What if the starting point is not a righteous point? What if what's really leading us into this is, you know,
I think it could evolve into a righteous point despite its origins.
Bill, you're
W factoid. You know that one? That the WWW is that W is a 6 in the old is Israeli or Islamic. I forget which one it was. Text W and the mark of the beast from Revelations is WWW.
Yeah, and if you look at the Chrome logo, you see a 666.
Mm-hmm. So that everything that we do on the internet is preceded by 666, and then you put in your address.
Oh my God! I didn't know that.
If you're afraid of AI, if you're afraid of it, then study it, because if you're afraid of it and you're afraid of this technology and you really don't understand it and how it works, then you're a fool. You know, get into it, figure out how it works, and it's a wave.
I'm not afraid of it. I was just saying theoretically these things could happen because I seen Terminator and it's my favorite movie, so I was just like,
I think it behooves all of us to really dig into this technology and figure out what it is and what it can and can't do to us.
Right.
Listen, man, Elon Musk says 40% chance, bro. I'm not liking those odds. You know what I'm saying? That's all I'm saying. And I saw Terminator like 12 times. I'm just saying.
I think there's a 40% chance he'll destroy us.
That's true. That's too possible. Either way, that was a fascinating encounter and experience. I don't have it. You know, I think it could have been supernatural.
I feel like I gave a reasonable explanation. I can't prove it.
You always do. You always do, Bill. You're pragmatic, and you always trying to come up with a pragmatic explanation, and you're also very optimistic with all things, which I appreciate and envy. I'm the same way typically, but certain things scare me. AI a little bit, paranormal stuff a little bit. I'm not really worried about the AI. You know, I'm just playing devil's advocate with what could possibly happen, because I love the writing in the movie's Terminator, and I think that's it could happen.
I don't like
probably
to scare people, you know. You're right. I am optimistic. Like I said, one time my car sped on black ice, and I spun around in circles so fast that I slammed into this wall at like 65 miles an hour. And the first thing that crossed my mind was, that wasn't so bad.
It wasn't so bad. Yeah, I've been there a couple times, I guess. I mean, like, the time I got stabbed and hit with a bat and stuff, I was walking away going, shh. Same thing. That wasn't so bad. Like, I could have been killed. Like, I should have been killed just then. A guy hit me in the head with a bat and stabbed me in the heart. Tried to stab me in the heart.
You woke up that morning and they said, here's what's going to happen. You'd be like, oh, no. You know what I mean?
Right. But afterwards,
I thought was not as bad. I mean, it wasn't great, but it wasn't as bad as I thought it would be.
Well, but Tony, after you had heard that thing laughing, I mean, you've been creeped out for days, huh?
Yeah, I mean, you know, like I said, I've had, and I'm, you know, maybe another episode we can go over. I've had a lot of stuff just by nature of the stuff that I've studied over the years, and I think sometimes it makes me a little bit more sensitive to some things that are going on around us, and I'm more observant.
Or a target.
For it, so or a target, yeah. I mean, I'm sure it's possible as well. I mean, you know, that's why I keep going back to the subject matter of what the AI was dealing with, and I think that to me, it was a trigger point for you know. I know you guys are looking for from a technological standpoint, it was a experimental stuff that's out there, and it just happened to hit on this particular video, this particular translation.
I don't buy it.
I think it was a very odd subject matter.
What we're using is that advanced, personally, unless there's something I don't know.
Yeah. So if there's no other explanation for it,
on platforms, not yours.
Right. So there can only be one other explanation that
I don't buy it.
And I think that means that I need to do a lot more research into the Copper Scroll, because there's something that we're missing with the Copper Scroll. That's what I got.
Plus, I think the AI anomaly that you just had, I feel like it's important.
Yeah.
People should know
that. Yeah, I would look into that Copper Scroll a little more, man. See what you can find out about that.
It's important.
Yeah.
Yeah, like, That's copper. When the AI reading starts laughing at you when she's talking about like you dumbass, you peasant human, you have no idea.
You're missing something, right?
Yeah, you have no idea what you're talking about. She couldn't stop. She couldn't help herself. She was like, that's crazy. Well, you guys. Well, I think we wrap it up with that. I mean, keep go on all night. But very interesting.
People not get erased.
Yeah, right. I wonder though, like, how are we going to title this as far as like thumbnail, like AI gone awry, AI gone awry,
wild.
AI gone wild. Yo, ghost AI turns into ghost, haunted AI. I don't know. We'll think of something,
right?
It's weird though, because like, I literally listened to it 100 times. And the weird thing is too, I brought it in as an MP4. The signatures. I'll send you a JPEG if you want of the frequency.
Yeah, that's what I wanted to issue about.
Blocked. It was all blocked. I've never seen anything like it. So I converted it to a waveform, and then I could actually see it. And
but in other parts of the recording, it was right, and only at that point it was wrong.
No, it was wrong all through it.
Really?
And like now, I can't hear Bill. Like you can hear him. Can you hear him normal? Or because I can't hear him very at all.
You know what a sound frequency looks like? It looks like a bunch of
waves.
It was blockish. It was square and solid and blockish. It didn't look right. So I converted it to a waveform, and then it looked like what I recognized. You know what I mean? And it's hard to say. You know what I mean? It looked a little weird, but not completely weird.
All right, well, send me that graphic so I can post it too. Okay?
Yeah.
I could hear the breathing and the huffing as they spoke.
Yeah.
Let's try to think of a good thumbnail, like something good, because this is catchy, man. Like if
I made one already. I'll send it to you to see if you like it. I mean,
okay.
By the way,
if you can convey that you were creating, while preparing for a show, the AI laughed at you when you mentioned, maybe say, mention magical copper scroll, AI laughed at me. Or something, you know what I'm saying?
Yeah, I do feel like that whatever happened, it's important.
Yeah. Oh, well, you saw this thumbnail. Part of the video I sent you then, Bill.
Yeah.
Well, I guess that's it, you guys. Another one in the book.
When you played it, my hair went up on my arm.
Yeah, dude. When I heard that the first time,
when I was being crazy, man. Yeah.
No, I've heard it 100 times now. I listened to it.
I'm gonna listen to it a few more times, and I'm telling you, that creeped me out. Like it gave me the chills too. So I'm like, yo, that ain't right. I'm gonna let Maria hear it. She's probably gonna be mad at me, man. She's like, I don't want to hear that.
You know what I'll do? I'll do the QR code like I did for the other ones, and if you go to that QR site, I'll do a downloadable. You can click on download the file for yourself and listen, play around with it. If anybody comes up with any ideas or they find anything that we missed, somebody with crazy equipment that is able to analyze it, get in touch with us and we'll revisit it. Absolutely.
Yeah. That's a great idea. That's a great idea. Yeah. All right. Well, you guys, great show. Everyone else, we'll see you next time on Dragonstorm's Ancient Myths, Legends, and Lore. This one was an interesting one, pretty bizarre, but I think fascinating, and definitely something we'll revisit again at some point. God willing, we won't have this happening all the time because it's creepy, but if it happens to you, let us know because I don't think it's normal. So God bless. Bill, last words. All right.
All I can say is I had one explanation. If it's not that, then it's something.
It's not that, it's something else. Yeah, exactly. Well said.
Whatever it is, it's not good. If it's not
it ain't good.
It's not good.
Mm-hmm.
If it's what I said, then buy stock in Filmora.
There you go.
From Filmora, yeah.
Because they went from being behind to the cutting edge.
Yeah.
You're right. I don't think that's it. I don't think it's it.
Mm-mm.
Well, guys, so what are you going to do, Anthony? Edit this up with your mastery?
When the air grows cold and the lamplight flickers. When you're all alone and the darkness snickers. The floorboards creak and yet no one's around. Then what on earth could be making that sound? A guttural moan like none heard before. You can't look away, but you dare not explore. For this presence that lurks in the dark up ahead fills the pit of your stomach with a lump of pure dread. You hope and you pray that it's all just pretend, while the hairs on your neck stand straight up on end. Your heartbeat quickens and your mouth goes dry as you feel the stare of each creeping eye. Their voices whisper of sorrow and death. That chill down your spine is their cold, lifeless breath. The disembodied souls of the dead who haven't crossed over, but remain here instead. Some make themselves known, while others will hide. There's even a few who don't know that they've died. They move about without reason or rhyme, in perpetual twilight with no concept of time. They're drawn to the living like moths to the flame, all hoping to find a fresh soul to claim. So you'd better not loiter about all alone, or the next life they take just might be your own.
Initiating. 3, 2, 1.
Coming soon to The Dragon Storm, Ancient Myths and Legends YouTube channel. Those mysterious and ancient creatures of the Americas, the Wendigo. Also known by some as skinwalkers, will grace your phones, tablets, TVs and whatever other contraption you are able to watch YouTube on. And quite honestly, by time Anthony gets this episode out, you could very well be watching on Mars. But enough of that. So, how about this one, folks? The boys have dug up quite an intriguing mystery here. At least I find it extremely amazing. Yes, amazing, as there is no other word to describe it. I draw your attention to the famed sunken Goliath, the Titanic. The Titanic's maiden voyage began in Southampton, England, on April 10, 1912, with 2,240 passengers and crew on board. The Titanic struck an iceberg on April 14, 1912, and sank in the early hours of April 15, 1912, killing more than 1,500 people. The wreck was discovered in 1985 by a French and American team at a depth of 12,500 feet. Whew, that is really deep and dark and desolate, and certainly not anywhere I would ever care to venture. So, where's the mystery, you ask? Where is this intriguing chunk of forbidden knowledge which is causing you to salivate with anticipation? Seriously, it's dripping down your chin. Clean yourself up, will you now? That's right, hit pause and go wipe your face. Okay, back to my narrative. So researchers from all over the globe have been down there in the dark depths, tinkering around for nearly 40 years in what is essentially a mass grave of over 1,500 souls. So here is where we get to it, the moment you have all been waiting for. Are you ready? Because this is going to blow your mind. In nearly 40 years, no one single solitary corpse has been recovered. Not one skull, not one leg or arm bone. Not a finger or a toe, nor a tooth or a rib. Nothing. Zilch. Not even the clothes or shoes or boots or buttons you would hope to find in some sealed-up portion of the enormous wreck. Nothing. Do you have chills? Is your hair on end? Mine is. Every time I ponder this revelation, my mind becomes tripped up, and my soul is filled with dread. Where did 1,500 people go? What has happened in the dark gloom of the cold sea? And honestly, do I want to know? Well, of course, the fearless trio wants the answers. So be sure to join Gunnar, Mr. Crooks and Anthony on what is sure to be a momentous episode.
Anthony, Gardner and Bill as they attempt to ascertain the true identity of the Ripper. Submit your case brief, and if chosen, join the crew remotely on the Ripper episode and reveal to the world the true identity of that terrible beast, Jack the Ripper. Submission deadline is December the 31st. See this episode's extras page for full details. And remember to always fight the darkness.
Initiating. Locating. Searching. Confirm. Target acquired. Target acquired.
Yeah, man. We'll put it together nice and we'll get it out quick.